This is Rob, one of your hosts. Joining me always, Isaac and Patrick. What's going on, guys?
Yo,
Hey, what's up?
Yo, this movie was a little out of the norm for you, Isaac.
going right into it. Yeah, I told you I wanted to get off track of the stuff I had been doing before and go into some other movies that I've liked over the years.
Okay, all right. You liked this one?
I it had an impact on me.
Okay, all right. I can get that. You wanna take us through a little synopsis?
Yeah, we can get right into it. We watched 2011's "I Melt with You." Um,
Hmm.
the two it had the four guys. I know Jeremy Piven and Rob Lowe. The other two guys are like Thomas Jane and I'm not sure the other guy's name, but
Mm-hmm.
it's about these four guys that were like best friends in college. They've all since gone on to careers and lives, and they're all now 44 years old. And every summer they get back together again and hang out and relive the glory days and all that.
Okay.
But I guess to go right into it, I guess spoiler alert, just so we actually have something to talk about. Um, when they were, it turns out when they were all in college, like getting ready to leave, they all had ideas and impressions of who they were going to be. One guy's going to be a doctor, is going to help all these people. One guy's going to be like this businessman, really successful. One guy wanted to be, an artist, a writer. He was going to write all these books. And then the other guy was, I guess, really just wanted to be like in a relationship and be married and all that. And so that was all the visions that they had for themselves, kind of like everyone kind of has when they're young. And they believed in this so much that they, I guess, they made a suicide pact for for themselves.
Yeah.
That if 25 years from that point, if they had not lived up to these expectations for themselves, then they would all die as one, is what they said.
Okay.
And it turns out now that they're all 44, they all did those things, but it's kind of all slipping away from them. The doctor, he's turned into like a shady like doctor where he's basically just a drug dealer now. The business
You
guy,
think it's shady to just write prescriptions for oxycodone?
yeah, he's just taking money for prescriptions. He's divorced. His kid looks up to his stepdad more than him. It's a rough spot. And then the businessman, he's in big trouble too. He's been stealing from his clients. The feds are after him. And then you got the artist guy that wanted to be a writer. He did write a book, which is good, but he's only written the one book,
One
and now
book.
he's just an English
Yeah.
teacher.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and more tragically, the guy that just wanted to be in a relationship, I guess he was involved in some sort of like car accident where it killed his sister and his, I guess, boyfriend at the time.
Yep.
So, I mean, none of them really, I mean, they all tried to get there and maybe they did achieve a little bit of that success, but it they're not feeling it now. They're past it and they've all sort of messed it up in some way or the other. And
Hmm.
I don't know, I like it. I like this movie just because it's kind of like it's about like manhood, I think. Like what does it mean to be a good man? All these guys had different visions of what that should be and what that could look like. And they could have done it too, but they've made some choices, most of
Yeah,
them.
and that kind of makes me. I was thinking. I've been reading this manga lately, which is like a pretty much a Japanese comic book, right? That's where anime comes from. And there was this villain in this manga, and he was like the king of curses or whatever, so a bad guy. And when he was defeated, he's in the afterlife and he's talking to somebody, and he's like, in my life I could have gone two directions, and
Mhm.
it's one where I could have chose love, and one where I could have chose hatred, or whatever bad decisions, and maybe the next time around I'll choose a different path or something like that. So that kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah. Yeah, so the movie actually centers on one of their get-togethers. They get together for their annual trip,
Hmm.
and the one guy, um, his name was Tim, in the movie, remembers the suicide pact, and he's looking at all their lives, and he's like, "None of us are where we want it to be. We are not the men that we set out to be or that we hope to be," and he kills himself. He follows up on the suicide pact, and then it kind of, all the friends find him and they really realize why he did it, and they come to understand, like, we're not the men we want to be, and like, do we really go through with this, like, suicide pact, or
I
do
mean,
we
this seems a
not?
little extreme.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
A little
don't think it
extreme.
was so much a suicide pact. I understand the letter, but I think everybody that came into this, as you kind of tell as you get older and start reaching, the 40s, like your dreams did not turn out the way it
Yeah.
normally would, right? Like my whole life is completely different, right? Like I'm divorced. I totally felt a lot with this movie. This movie actually, I actually cried quite a bit. Very emotional. But like it's not really the suicide pact, right? He kept blaming himself for Tim. He kept blaming himself for killing
Yeah.
those people, and it was a
Yeah.
car crash. So
Right.
this stuck with him. He couldn't let go, or you don't let go, but you move forward,
Right.
and he couldn't get that out of his head. And the one part where he had the orgy or whatever that was, and she's like,
So.
pretend, whatever, that sent him over the edge, right?
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
woke up the next day and just,
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really, that is the part where I wish it was different, because they're 44, like they're all 44 in this movie, and like that's not the end. Like there's so much more time to fix things, to make things better. You have like a whole half a life left. Like you can't say, "Oh, this is
yeah,
it. No, we're done."
yeah. But that half a life can sometimes be daunting when you see the
Oh
obstacles.
yeah.
Like if you look at
100%.
Jeremy Piven's character, Ron, like he literally felt his world was caving in, right?
Yeah.
Everything he was is going to hell. And quite frankly, he was like, I look at each character as their own little portion of the movie, right? Like so
Mhm.
Jeremy Piven was the successful businessman who ended up stealing from everybody. Thomas Jane, who played Richard, was the host. He's the guy. He's the
Yeah.
life of the party, the
Life of the party.
everything.
Yeah.
Who sleeps with all the girls and realizes that nobody really loves him, and they're all using him. So I understand that. I've been there. I've this past while. It's tough.
Yeah.
And then Rob Lowe, God, he's still looking good. Even after death in that movie. And Kristen McKay, who played Tim, pretty good. I didn't really like Tim as a character, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was too.
He was very serious all the time.
He was disconnected from reality. He was
Yeah.
in his own reality, and that I think that's what the director was trying to actually like push forward. Like each of these people were in their own realities.
Yeah.
You got the depressed guy, you got the outgoing guy that's really super depressed in the background. You got the drug addict whose life has fell apart. Life left him for a guy that had more money, and sees his kid like every other weekend, and that's it. So,
Yeah.
and then Richard, who's an English teacher now, and those poor kids at the freaking at the party, right? They unloaded on him.
Yeah.
But, anyways, I apologize for jumping in there, but
No, it's good. It's good. It just really makes you think, like, what is the point, or what are we trying to accomplish as men, and what is a good man look like? So,
if you figure that out, will you let me know? Because
yeah,
this has been
I
my
know.
existential crisis for the past 4 years now. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, I understand, the general whatever, but
Yeah.
your sense of purpose wanes at 40. After everything, you've lived these lives. I've lived like 4 different lives in the past 10, 15 years. So
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And I know
Yeah.
you and I have had a lot of deep conversations, Isaac, about a sense of purpose. So thanks for throwing this one at me.
Yeah. I told you I was going to try to get you guys with this one.
Yeah, that
This was worse than Smile, or worse
Was it?
than Rob's rape movies. Like, this one really, really
Sexual assault. Let's use the proper terminology.
sexual assault. Yeah, they were horrible, but man, this one got to me.
I think it gets you just because it's a lot more relatable than
Yeah.
a lot of the movies that there's no such thing as a smile demon in that form, or there's no such thing as a blind Russian woman or deaf Russian woman.
Yeah, well, there isn't. One
um,
person in Russia is really pissed off right now, but she can't
Yeah.
see this, so it's okay.
Favorite part and slices for me, I would say This is a solid 6 slice movie for me. And I'm going to say the favorite part, it started to be when he started suffocating his friend with the pillow, slash afterwards when the doctor was writing his own like opioid prescriptions and stuff, because that really showed like how mentally far away from reality they've come, and what the future holds for them. And I also don't get it. Like, why that extreme, like it's not,
It was an excuse.
maybe they were broken men. I don't, as someone with depression and on medication, I've shared before, I don't think I could get to a point where I end my own life, because I can't see me doing that. Like, I enjoy Nintendo too much, stuff like that. I just, I get in these funks where, every once in a while I need to get it out and talk to somebody, whether it's Isaac or Patrick or Jose, and by the way, Jose took me to lunch yesterday, and we went to this place called Bar Taco in Reston. Oh my God. I called my partner afterwards, and I said, I feel like I just cheated on you because I ate this taco and had an orgasm. But, it's one of those movies that really makes you kind of reflect.
Yeah.
Patrick, slices / favorite part.
This movie was tough.
It was tough. It was hard. It was a tough watch.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 slice. Favorite part, Sasha Grey is Raven. Oh my God. I'm in love.
Who was that?
That was that dark-haired girl.
The one with the orgy? Okay.
So, but you know what was really weird is like there were a lot of really good like characters in this, right? That's a pretty good cast. Rob Lowe, Jeremy Piven, Chris McKay, and I didn't really know Thomas Jane, but man, he rocked it. He was really good in this.
Yeah.
And then to throw in Carla Gugino or whatever her name is.
The cop.
The cop, yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of just like she's a cop, And this lady's like been through all what is it, the American Horror Stories and
Yeah.
every
This
single.
might have been before all that too.
Oh, was it? Was this
This
an
is
old
2011, so I'm not sure.
Might be. Maybe it kicked her
Maybe.
off. But definitely noticing a lot of things from like law enforcement where they really messed up. I'm like, man, she's letting people get.
Yeah, that
what is
wasn't-
she doing? She's getting close to the. Oh God.
Literally 3 graves in the backyard.
Yeah.
Unnoticed,
Then she runs down to look at the graves instead of like arresting the murder suspect right there and detaining him. So kind of on her that they all, or the last one died at least, but no, this is true. Like I feel all this. Like every single one of these characters meshed into one. I feel kind of who I feel like the most though. Like this is what I wanted to do too, because when I was thinking, which character do you most relate to out of this whole movie?
There. Yeah.
I myself, it's weird, but kind of Richard, like Thomas Jane, right? Like because he's going through all that stuff. Because I don't do drugs, I don't do any of that stuff. I get depressed, but I'm not. I try not to be that checked out, Like that was pretty rough. But I do blame myself for a lot of things in life, so I do see myself there. And I've never really, knock on wood, stole anything or did anything to anybody. So like as far as that goes, but I get the whole like wanting to provide for your family. You want to be that man, right?
Yeah.
Like that is the most inherent male gene that you can have. You want to provide for your family. Like in the past couple of days, it's been crazy because Ava just wants to go. And I have a house. I have mortgage payments now. It's not like you can't have both. So myself, I most relate to Richard. What about you, Isaac?
Richard, the writer?
Yeah, the writer. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, for me, probably Ron, just like what you were talking about, having to be a provider. Because when he asked, like, why did you steal it from your clients? Why did you do that? He's like, I love providing for my family, man. And you could tell he just wanted to be like the man and give them everything they wanted at, unfortunately at all costs, which, you can't really do. But that's probably the one I relate to most, just wanting to be the provider and make sure that they don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah. What about you, Rob?
The guy with the opioid addiction.
The doctor, Rob Lowe. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jonathan. Oh man.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny though. He was kind of funny in this movie. Like some of the
Yeah.
stuff, he's like, "It's my cocktail. I'm making a salad." You know. And
My favorite, one of the parts that made me laugh actually. Remember when they're at the bar and he's trying to get him to beat him up,
oh,
and he's like, "My friend there is a physician," and it pans to Rob Lowe, and he's like lighting a cigarette, and he just like bobs his head a little bit, like that's me.
he's like, "I don't need to go to the hospital." Like, well,
Yeah, yeah,
man, that was a really last burn on that too, man. That guy, his quip where he was, basically saying he did stuff to the guy's girlfriend just to get him, make him pay for what he did at Piven.
yeah,
My God.
yeah. Yeah, the whole movie, it's just like a descent into chaos.
Yep.
These guys, they're kind of like feeding off each other too. Like, if these guys were like on their own and they were presented with this, they'd be like, no, no. But them together is like, I don't know, they just like fed off each other and like went down, all down together.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. That's all I could say is kind of a descent into madness, right? Like when it was a spiraling effect. When one went, they all started to kind of go into this, mindset.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when Isaac takes off on you at Ocean's Calling, and you're like, "Oh, what do I do?"
And
you
you've
end
got to
up
walk by yourself,
yeah, in the pouring rain, or you end up standing under what was that? A big shark?
A Hulk,
Hulk
Hulk in the
statue?
pouring rain. Yeah, that was awful. I thought my friends left me too. Isaac Slice's / favorite part.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way to pick a favorite part from a movie like this, but
Do it.
I don't even know what I would say. It was cool watching them drive the car around on the desert.
Yeah.
It looked like fun.
Nice car.
But the rest, it's a kind of a tough watch of a movie. But it makes you think about something. This is a 7 slicer for me. The first time I watched it was probably like right around when it came out, and I've watched it a couple of times since then. I really like it.
Well, we're already at the 17-minute mark, so we got to wrap this up. I
Definitely.
think we're gonna do and we got to watch the Bills lose horrifically. We are going to start announcing the next movie on this podcast, correct? Instead of the
that's
normal
right.
podcast. I have my next pick lined up, but I don't remember whose turn it is.
I think it's yours.
Is it mine? Was the Three Amigos before
Yeah.
this one?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Let me get the details on it.
So while he's doing that, I'm trying to draft a letter for us to sign with blood. So if we,
We're already okay. So
we're the next
2 years
5
from now.
2 years. Okay.
All right, we gentlemen are going to out-depress Isaac.
No. No.
And we are going to watch After Sun, a 2022 A24 movie starring Paul Mescal. This was the first movie to make me openly weep after it because I related so much to the father in this movie and just, you'll see, pretending to be okay, that type of stuff. So we will. It's a hard watch, just much like this one. Isaac, I think you've seen this one before.
I have seen it. Yeah,
Would you agree that it's kind of a hard watch?
it is. It is tough. Yeah,
Yeah. So
tough to.
yeah, we'll get into that in 2 weeks. And as always, be kind to yourselves, each other, and your insides. Stay away from doctors that prescribe opioids. And see you next time, guys.
Peace.
See ya.